Hi guys, it's Kales, and I'm coming at you with a book review of The Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamora Pierce. If you have never heard of this quartet, or have never heard of Tamora Pierce, I don't know where you've been in the YA scene. This series is one of the first YA books I ever read in my entire life, and I recently reread it, and I'm here to give you an honest review of what I think. And it's more like just going to be a video of me gushing about this. The Song of the Lioness Quartet came out in the late 80s, written by Tamora Pierce, and it was actually even before Harry Potter came out, so it was before this huge boom that is YA, and that is fantasy YA as well. The great thing about the Song of the Lioness series is we meet Alanna, and over the course of the entire series, 4 books worth, it takes place over 10 years of Alanna's life, which is really great because we get to see her going from when she's 10 to when she's 20, and she really matures as a woman, matures as a warrior, and it's just awesome and exciting. So in the first book, Alanna, the First Adventure, we meet Alanna and her twin brother Tom. And Tom does not want to go be a knight, and Alanna does not want to be sent to a nunnery to learn sorcery, so they switch places. Alanna becomes Alan and is sent to the king's castle in order to become a knight. And yes, she's 10, but heck, she's determined. She's got violet eyes and red hair, and you learn to fall in love with her quickly. She's sassy and great, and in this story you also meet Jonathan, who's the prince. You meet her mentor, Coram, who's awesome and one of the very few people who knows that Alanna is a girl, and you meet George, who's the king of the thieves. There are some awesome characters in here. It is a high fantasy novel, but what's awesome about it is because it is tailored towards kids and teens, it's not Tolkien, and it doesn't go through all these descriptions of the magic and the world, yet it gives you enough. You do get a sense of magic and how the world is ruled by goddesses, and there's a monarchy and, you know, an underbelly to the kingdom, and it's great. It's so awesome. And you get all of that in this first book, which leads Alanna as she is a page and trying to become a squire in order to become a knight. This is a perfect introduction to this series. Yes, Alanna's younger, so you kind of have to tolerate more of her stubbornness because she doesn't quite become her own yet, but she's learning. And the other great thing about this too is that as she befriends other people, she's starting to become a teenager, and, you know, for a girl trying to be a boy, that's not always the easiest thing, but it's really a great start to this awesome adventure. Then you get In the Hand of the Goddess, which continues the story, and what's awesome is that all of these books have their own strengths to it. I don't think any of them are really like the weakest book. They each tell such a different story and take Alanna on such a different journey. It's great. In this book, she moves on to become a squire, and she... oh Lord, all the troubles she's facing. And In the Hand of the Goddess, right away you're introduced to the goddess of the land and what special plans she has for Alanna, and Alanna's like, what? No! And also in this one, Alanna gets a cat, which is like the coolest cat ever. And that's coming from me, who like really is not the biggest cat person ever, but yes, this cat is a great character. They're a little older in the book, which sparks some romances and sparks some jealousy, which is great too. And you get more insight into the king's uncle. Of course it's the king's uncle, and if you've read enough stories, I don't know, Lion King, Hamlet, all of those tropes, you'll know that he's not the nicest guy. And oh yeah, he may want the throne for himself. Just a thought! And Alanna is thrust into becoming what a knight is and protecting her kingdom and her king. The third book is one of my favorites because it takes us to another land. While the whole series takes place in Tortall, this book leads us to another section of the kingdom. We get to explore and learn more about the Bazir, which are the southern tribes, and their magic and their gods, and Alanna has taken a step away from the kingdom, and I won't tell you why, but it is, oh my gosh, it is so great to learn about how this world expands and the other regions of it and the different religions and tensions and ties and political intrigue. I loved this book because it was such a great expansion of the world without getting boring or too detailed, which made me so happy. And it still continued Alanna's growth, which was even better because you don't think at this point that Alanna can get more badass. Oh, but just wait, she does. And again, no spoilers, but it just continues to get awesome, and I just am like, oh my gosh, how is this gonna end? Then, of course, It does, though. Sadly enough, it does. And we get the 4th book in the series, Lioness Rampant, which has to do with Alanna coming back to the main kingdom in Tortall and reuniting herself with the king and the prince and people while bringing back Southerners and things and war and oh god, and her brother comes back, and it's just so much betrayal and war and heartbreak and fighting, but so much badassery, and her learning about her magic and her fighting skills and just trust and love, because by this point she's almost like 21 at this point. It's just an excellent conclusion. The best part about this series is the fact that it continues. Tamora Pierce expanded her stories of Tortall into 2 other quartets, and I think more beside that, but it continues with the Immortals series and then the Protector of the Small, which I'm in the middle of the Immortals series right now, and I'm just so happy I get to expand on this world, and I miss it incredibly. I will say my only critique of it is that sometimes the language is a little simple because it is written for a younger audience. However, I miss women heroines like Alanna in these high fantasy series, that she learns to have a balance between being a female in every sense of the word, where she can be strong and she can be messy and she can be elegant and kind and strong, and I think I said that twice, but whatever. I love that she is the imperfect embodiment of what women seek to be, and they don't necessarily have to compromise anything for it. So that being said, I highly recommend The Song of the Lioness Quartet. Please go out and read it. It's probably at your local library because it's older and you could probably get e-copies for very inexpensively, but keep this series alive, and if you love it more, continue with the Immortals and the Protector of the Small series. 5 out of 5 stars to The Song of the Lioness Quartet. If you've read this series or read any more Tamora Pierce or are interested to talk to me about it, leave a comment down in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you guys. You know how this works. Until next time, guys. Bye! That's enough of that. And presto changeo! Easy peasy.